I'm just laughing. Whenever people want to read my bio, I just start laughing.
A cardiovascular physiologist by doctoral training, a physicist by psychotron experience, and a business project strategist by apprenticeship and hands-on training. She is a typical example of a polymath, all skills jointly enabling her to sit as a project delivery professional in the space and satellite application sector, one of which microgravity for biopharma is a part of. She seamlessly bridges the divide between biology, physics, business projects, and the end consumer. In her current cross-cutting role, she sits at the triple helix intersection between academia, industry, and government. Dr. Chidinma is passionate about promoting women in STEM as well as Black, African, and minority ethnic immigrants, and ensuring that both minority, underserved, and underrepresented groups can move jobs across sectors when they need to without feeling stuck. She strives to achieve this by equipping them with appropriate tools in form of lifelong learning, visibility, sponsorship, mentorship, and intentional networking strategies to amplify their voices and brands. Dr. Chidinma uses emotive and simplified storytelling to carry our readers, viewers, and audience along, providing proven frameworks, tested models, and insights to define their own career, entrepreneurial, and creative path. Just like I mentioned before, you can check her out on YouTube, The Quiet Learner. You're going to have so much to learn from her. You're welcome, Ma, and thank you so much for joining. Please let's give her a round of applause. I
Thank you.
yes, I
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I mean, this for me, I know you think, oh, it's I mean you see it as an honor, but for me, I see it as one of the debts, like you have to repay this back, right? So when I was at that age, at that stage, I looked up to people. I was able to listen in some talks, and it was able to, what you see is very, very important. So in as much as yes, you're happy to have me, but I'm also lucky to be able to give back and pay it forward. Thank you. I think you have just 1 hour here, right? You have just 1 hour, and that's it.
yes, we
That's
do.
okay. We can shoot. I'm recording this on my phone, and I'm going to add the slides side by side, and I'm going to upload on YouTube. So it should be up by tomorrow. So yeah, feel free to redirect people to watch it there. But I think we should get on going so that I have the time, because from here I have another event that I'm going for. Today we're going to be talking about beyond silos, collaborative innovation across disciplines. I would also like to mention, so if you are listening, in as much as we're talking about innovation and research, let's also broaden our horizons to also include career, not just research, wherever life may take you to after school or anything. Also have in mind that, I mean, innovation and research is also, it's also a career. So I'm also going to be weaving in career. And I think I have like 30 minutes now so that I can give time for question and answer. Um, Francisca, please remind me. I just wanted to do a quick check-in. How many people are here now? I just wanted to check in between what level we are. Okay, those in. Do we have a mix of third years, first years, and then what departments am I talking to?
Oh, do you mind if we just go around to
Sure,
introduce ourselves?
absolutely, that would be good.
Okay, you've met me already. I am Francisca, final year biomedical engineering.
In UNN.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't realize there was biomedical engineering in UNN. Is that the fifth faculty, the fifth department in Faculty of Biological Sciences?
No, it's under the Faculty of Engineering. Interestingly.
When did they open this? Really?
We are the second set. So the
Okay.
first set just graduated last session.
Amazing. I didn't know that. Okay. All right. Okay, the next person. So you said you're in second year of bioengineering, sorry.
I'm a final year. biomedical engineering.
So if you're the second set, okay, I mean, even if you're the second, it's been open for like 5 years now. So you're the second graduating set. Okay. Okay. Amazing. Sorry, the next person.
Hi,
Hi.
good afternoon. I'm
Good
Sola, final year computer science student at
Amazing.
UNN.
Amazing. Amazing. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Joshua Indeka. I'm a fifth year medicine student.
Oh wow. So you are on UNEC campus then?
Yes, we are currently in UNC now.
Oh wow. Okay. That's good. I have a doctor. It's soon to be. This is really, really good because it will help me to frame the examples I'll give when I'm talking. Thank you. Who do we have?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hi. Good evening.
My name is Uzoma Big Fish Chamaka. I'm a 500 level student of biomedical engineering.
Amazing. 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 Thank you. Nice to meet you, Beatrice.
Yeah.
Who do we have next? Do you want to direct the flow, Francisca?
I was going to let you know that somebody just joined.
Oh yeah, the person can introduce themselves. That's okay. I just want to. So I know we have 2 biomedical engineering. We have 1 computer science. We have 1 medical doctor. Who is the last person? If you can just quickly tell us your name and which department, then I'll get going.
Okay, good evening. My name is Ihoma Kuti, and I'm a foreign level electronic and computer engineering student.
Amazing. So I have a lot of bioengineering, medicine, computer science, and most of you are either in your 4th year or your 5th year. But also, I think I have almost not a homogeneous crowd, but my example is not going to be far off and is going to land well with most of you. So thank you so much for letting me know your departments, your level. First of all, I think when was I in school? I graduated from Department of Zoology in UNN. That was in 2011. I was the best graduating student in Department of Zoology and the best in the Faculty of Biological Sciences and the 3rd best overall in the university. So this was in 2000. My convocation was 2012. So that's how many years now? 13 years ago? No, 14 years ago. So it's been a while. And from graduating, I mean, I made the first class. So when I finished my youth service, I was retained as a graduate teaching assistant after my youth service, and then I did my master's in UNN, and from there I went to New Zealand for my PhD. So my PhD was for about 4 years or so, and I did it in cardiovascular physiology. So initially I wanted to study medicine, but I did not get medicine. So I did zoology. But when I was doing zoology as an undergrad, I specialized in physiology. So that was my route to cardiovascular physiology for my PhD. So from the story I'm telling you, you can already see that you're not caged. Not even the future. I think in Nigeria, we still do this siloed sort of research. Oh, you will see someone who is in chemistry, maybe does a PhD in pharmacy, and they will still say you cannot be called a pharmacist. There is that whole silo thing of it's our own. You don't belong here. You're not welcome. I just want to take you out of that box or out of that environment and tell you what is attainable worldwide. You can study, let's say, you can study what is attainable worldwide is that if you can prove yourself in any discipline, you have the right to belong there. It's as simple as that. So I did my PhD in cardiovascular physiology. Like I said, no one said, oh, you study zoology. What are you doing here? No. Can you do it? Do you have demonstrable track record? Can you evidence that you can study? And also, I mean, I had specialized in physiology up to master. So that was not even so much of a shift. But again, I went from zoology, faculty of biological sciences to faculty of medical sciences. That was I was working with surgeons where I was using human hearts for experiments. I was using rats' hearts, mice hearts. And I was working with beating hearts. So no one would say you don't belong here. you just you just come to the table like you belong there. So I just wanted to break it out that when you go out, when you leave the environment you are, if you happen to leave, I hope you do, even if you want to go back to Nigeria, I hope you kind of like have that exposure to leave, because you would see that someone in engineering can still work in mathematics or in biology. You are not siloed, so to say. I'll give another example. My husband studied mechanical engineering. I don't think he has even done much of a squiggle, but his PhD was in aeronautics, sort of working on landing gears in airplanes with Airbus, and then his university. And now he's in fire engineering, computational fluid dynamics, building engineering, and he started his own company. So and also, I didn't just stop at cardiovascular physiology. I've done an MBA, which is Master of Business Administration. I've done different project management qualifications. I've done an apprenticeship in business analysis, because for me, I want to be able to combine science, finance, and business. For me, science should not just end in the lab. It shouldn't just end at the bedside, in the lab or on your bench. So that's so what next? How can we commercialize this idea? How can we push this product to the market? Why am I doing this research? Where does it end? Who is it going to help? Who is the end user? Who is the customer? Who is the consumer? And that's when you start talking about business, finance, and user satisfaction, customer. So beyond research. So Professor Keke will always say something that if you just discover something, I found that this happens in the lab, which I did for more than 15 years. I have over 20 publications published in Nature and all. Yes, so what? Who does it help? Who is the end user? Who is benefiting from that research? How do you move it to the marketplace? And that was what made me to join the space sector. All right. So I'm just going to go through the slides. But my point is that at the end of this meeting, I want you to start thinking differently. Please feel free. Go to my YouTube channel, The Quiet Learner. There is a lot for you to go through. There's a lot to change the way you think already, even from where you are, 4th year, 5th year. I want to give you the gifts that I probably did not get, but I got some gift from those ahead of me. But that's the gift of being in your 4th year, 5th year, but thinking like someone who has 15 years of industry experience or an academia and research experience. So go through that YouTube. A lot has been dropped there. A lot has been dumped there. I've been creating since, I think, November. Go through it and start preparing, because the journey is far. You might be studying medicine, for instance, but do you know that there are different aspects of medicine? We have medical communications, we have science communication, we have medical liaison for pharmacy. You can do different things with a medical degree. I'll give you an example. A Proco doctor, he read medicine. He's doing medical communications now. Okay, so don't limit yourself to say, I must work in the hospital. It's good. Please, I want my doctors in the hospital. I want my engineers building planes. But there is a whole web of what you can do. You can still be in you can still be in the hospital, and you can still even do much more. Nothing stops you from, like my friend Chimdi, she creates on Facebook. She's a medical doctor in the hospital, but she also still shows up on social media educating people. So it doesn't mean that you have to leave the lab. For instance, like I left the lab. It doesn't mean you have to leave the hospital. You can be there and create and carve out a niche that works for you. Now, when I say this, I want to be careful. I'm very, very, very intentional, because for women who are listening to me, you are going to probably get married. You're going to have children. You need to know that whatever you set out in mind, life may not always give you, like, you know how we say, I want to have work-life balance. I want to have it all, take care of children, work. It will get to a point in your life where you have to choose. So I've been in the lab for about 15 years now, and my children I used to sleep in the lab till 2 a.m., go to work Saturday, Sunday. What sort of life is that for someone who is raising children abroad, where my parents are not here? So at a point, you have to choose. My aim is that by the end of this, or when you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find out tools that will help you to move. For instance, I'm still here talking to you about research, even though I'm not in the lab. I'm working in the space sector now. I'm still here talking about, I want you to give you the equipment, the tools. So the tools are what? Lifelong learning, relationships, networking. That's how Francisca found me, networking. We found ourselves on LinkedIn, networking. And when you network, don't always just look to network up. Like people will say, how do you call that now? Like looking to network up to people who are above you. No, networking is 360, up, sideways, down. That's how I found Francisca. I sent her a friend request on LinkedIn. I didn't wait her to, I didn't even know who she was. I just sent her a connection. So because depending on what you want and where your message to go or what you are looking for, I do 360-degree networking. because life is going to happen to you. Yes, I'm saying these things here, but anything you see on this CV, going to BBC, anything, it did not happen. Some of them did not fall on my laps. I went to get them. Some of them came because I was visible somewhere. Maybe I was creating on LinkedIn or something, and those opportunities came to me. So there are so many tools you have to leverage: visibility, networking, relationships, lifelong learning. You are learning for 4 or 5 years in school. It does not end there. I learned this year. I passed an exam, a project management certification exam, the PMQ. Last year, I graduated with my business analysis apprenticeship qualification. The other year, I got another qualification. It's not that you will be on a roller coaster. Some of them may not even end the qualification. This year, I'm on my 59th book. I've read 59 books. Last year, I read 55 books. This year, my target is 100 books. Not just formal learning of certifications or graduating. Informal learning, you have to direct your learning. It's called self-directed learning. Even in the workplace, there's so many opportunities for you to learn from people, shadowing people. That was how I was where I was, and I knew that I could pivot into project management. And instead of being in the lab, I could now go and manage people who are now doing those things, maybe in the lab or doing research. So it's by talking to people in other disciplines. I will go for science conferences, and I'm networking with business analysis. I'm networking with project managers. I'm networking with accountants. Why? Because I wanted to see beyond the bubble, the echo chamber of research and science. And I did. Okay. So there are so many tools that can help you to move. All right. And navigate properly. It won't just be what you see. I don't even remember what I learned as an undergraduate student. I don't even remember at all. The future of work is changing. Your degree may or may not be relevant again in, let's say, 5 years, 3 years. In fact, 3 years is too far with what AI is doing. So you need to learn how to be relevant in the workplace, be relevant in research, how to talk to people in other disciplines and be able to do research. Okay, so now I'm going to go through my slides. Okay, so what major global problem can one discipline alone solve? Tell me, is it climate change? No. Only science or maybe say geography cannot solve climate change. No. Healthcare inequality, AI ethics, going to space, for instance. You know the Artemis 2 mission that just happened when was it, last month? Or last month. Do you think it's only engineers that made that to happen? Project managers were very integral to the success of that mission. Scientists, journalists, defense people, Air Force people, astronauts were integral. Who are those that went in there? Astronauts, scientists were integral to it happening. So there is no real world problem currently that just needs one person to solve. Even in space, there's even legal, there's ethics, there's so many things in space. So the way the future of the way life is going, the way the future of work is going, there is no single one discipline that can solve any global problem as we stand. All right. So I wanted to make it known here that the biggest problems in the world are interdisciplinary. And that means that we need an interdisciplinary approach to solve it, whether in innovation, whether in research, whether in science. It has to be interdisciplinary. Okay. There is no silo anymore. And that's the way it is now. All right. So I've talked about learn and earn, prioritize. So when you want to let's say you want to get your first job, you might be tempted. You're seeing your friends, you're answering founder, CEO. Founder, you've just graduated from school, you're already CEO. Calm down. No. You might be tempted to start towing that route. I'm going to give you a free bonus cheat sheet here. Don't chase titles. Don't even chase money or salary. I know it's not easy to say it for probably your family is looking up to you. My family is looking up to me. They've been looking up to me for a very, very long time. Okay. And they still look up to me. But it's very easy to start chasing salary. Our oil companies are the in thing. At a point, they were, this tech job here is paying. Is that what you want? Is that what works for you? Okay, so don't chase titles. Don't chase salary. I would say one thing, free bonus, prioritize experiences. Okay, experiences over title and pay. This role I'm going to take, what is it going to give me? Or this research I'm going to do, what will I learn from being in this lab, for instance? Am I just going to do just one particular technique? Who am I talking to? If, let's say, I'm doing computer science, do I have the opportunity to talk to people in AI, in ethics? Ethics is another field because you're talking about policy there now, okay? Policy, because you start meeting people who are making policy, and before you know it, you're going closer to the government. She mentioned in my bio that the place I sit in now is an intersection of industry, academia, and government. Yes, because when I was looking for my next job from the lab, I've seen how we can do research, like I said, I published in Cell, Science, Nature. But what next? How do you make society better? Now you need to be close to government, okay? An industry, those who manufacture. So I was looking for roles that sit at that triple helix intersection of academia or research, industry, and government. And that's one of the things I prioritized to land here. And that was going to also guide my priority in any job I want to go to. What's the impact of this role? Okay, so what matters to you is what will help you in what. So don't chase titles, don't chase pay initially. Prioritize experience. What are you going to learn from that role? Because guess what? Even if they don't pay you well, I always tell my mentees this thing: no one is going to take away that experience from you. Have you ever seen someone come and say that they're going to take away all the experiences? Is anyone going to take away all this from me, no matter where I go? No. It's yours, it's yours. You worked for it. No one is going to take away your experiences from you. It's yours, it's yours. So prioritize that, because initially it may look like you are not being paid well, you're not being recognized well. Again, don't chase visibility too early. Rather, accumulate initially. You can be visible, but I don't know how to put it to strike a balance. You need to be visible. Let's say on LinkedIn and all, you need to be visible. You need to show your wins. You need to show working. But don't prioritize, don't brand air, okay? Let there be substance in what you're branding. And that means that for a certain time, you might need to be visible, but spend more time working hard. So in your 20s, work hard. In your 30s, work smart. Then in your 40s, you work, so there's this saying, in your 20s, you work hard. In your 30s, you work smart. In your 40s, you work when you want to. How you want to. In your 50s, you work when you want to, and in your 60s, you work if you want to. So, and that's because you've laid a very good foundation of working hard in your 20s. So, smart work. I want you to work hard in your 20s. As you're leaving school, work hard. By working hard, you are getting all the experiences. There's no shortcut to this thing, okay? Soft life starts with hard life, okay? Not hard life, so to say, but it starts with hard work, okay? There must be a prize. There's a prize to entry for greatness. So prioritize that experience. No one is going to take it away from you. Like I said, no one is coming to take away my BBC experiences. No one is coming to take away my publication. No one is coming to take away my global talent endorsement. No one is taking that away. It is mine. I've worked hard for it, okay? And when I was doing all this, my pay as a scientist was not so good when I started as a scientist. But now I can go in fact, people come to me on LinkedIn now. I open my inbox. Oh, we have the job. I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't need a job unless you want to make me a board member or anything in your company. I can do consulting free of charge. I don't need your money. I'm not looking for a job. Now it's about giving back. It's about impact. Okay. So, but initially it was not so. There was a price to be paid. Okay. There's a price to entry for greatness. All right. So, like I said, the biggest world problems are in this interdisciplinary. I'm looking at my time. I have 10 minutes to go, sadly. All right. So this conversation matters because, okay, the STEM meet. Many students think innovation belongs to only STEM students. That's not true. Sometimes, for instance, let's say AI and machine learning and large language models, which is what led to generative AIs. Do you know that a lot of linguists had a lot to put into AI? The fact that you can talk to ChatGPT, hi ChatGPT, do this. I have friends who are linguists, either English or German. They had a lot to do, and they're still doing that to refine what we have. So there's no innovation that is just belongs to STEM or okay. It's complex. Real world problems are very, very complex. They are too complex. They are very cross-cutting. We call it cross-cutting for one discipline alone to be able to handle them, okay? And the future belongs to interdisciplinary collaborators, people who can think, okay, this is a problem. How can I solve it? I need this person from mathematics. I need this person from quantum, okay? I need this person from engineering because we need to build this machine. For instance, when I was in the synchrotron, we needed engineers a lot, even though we're doing science. If you go through my LinkedIn articles, you can find me on LinkedIn, Chidinma Okolo, and then on YouTube, The Quiet Learner. If you go through my LinkedIn articles, yes, I was doing biology. We were helping researchers from all over the world to look at their samples. But physics was what helped us. Physics, the ability to bend light to our will, to tell light to do what we wanted it to do. Physics was what helped us to solve those real world problems and do those research, all right? So there's nothing like a siloed innovation or siloed research or siloed career, so to say. Okay, the spark innovation happens exactly where different perspectives meet. Also, there's something we say: diversity. Innovation breeds in diversity. You're in a workplace. Let me even take it beyond careers and research. You're in a workplace. You bring someone who is Indian, someone who is Chinese, someone who is Nigerian, someone who is American, someone who is Canadian. you are bringing innovation at its best, because they're going to... Sorry, can you hear? What's that? Rita, you're not muted, sorry. So what that means is that you are going to be tackling that problem in the workplace, or that project is going to have different perspectives from different people from all over the world. Okay, their experiences have shaped them. They've grown, let's say in Nigeria, they've grown in South Africa, and you bring them together in a workplace to solve problems. That is innovation at its best. So we always say something, that diversity is not a negative. Companies actually go out to look for people with diverse backgrounds. Why? Because they solve problems faster and better, because they have different backgrounds. They're also having, let's say, a project made up of men, women, even people who are neurodiverse. They will be able to tackle that problem from different lenses, and that's what you need for innovation to truly take place. All right. I remember what I said. If an invention is not solving a real world problem, if there is no market for it, if there is no customer, it's just an invention. It's not innovation. Innovation happens when that thing is solving a need. All right. So that's innovation. Difference between innovation and invention to me. Okay. Some people will go as far as saying, if it's not profitable, then it's not it's not innovation. All right. So the goal of today's session, like I said, is to reduce that myopia around collaborative innovation. Whether you're talking about innovation, research, or even workplace, whether you go into working or I'm not even doing research. Okay. There is no such thing as just one discipline, so to say. You need everyone. Like I mentioned, my journey from being a scientist, project manager, I did an apprenticeship in business analysis to help me to broaden my world. We have also done a mini MBA, and all of this now is helping me to be an ecosystem builder, where I bring together academia, research, and government, academia, industry, and government, to be able to solve, to boost the UK's economy. All right. So my opportunities were expanded when I stopped seeing disciplines as isolated boxes. I'm a scientist, and so what? Why can't I know business? My dad is a businessman. He's a distributor of building materials. That's what I knew. I was his first sales girl in his shop, so to say. I was writing those invoices first. So I always had that business in me. So why should I just restrict myself to science? Yes, where is the money? Where is the innovation? Where is the market? I also wanted to do so. If you go to my LinkedIn bio, you would see the 3 circles I drew for myself, and where it intersects: science, business, finance, and public engagement. And it's through public engagement that I'm also doing what I'm doing now, disseminating research when you go for conferences. So I kind of like envisioned what I wanted to do in life. Like I mentioned, science would be like academia and research, business and finance, talking about government and industry. So I knew what I wanted, and I went out to get it, because the current role I was doing as where I was not giving me everything that I wanted, so to say. All right. So like I said, what you want to do, or what serves your situation, your circumstances, whether you're a mom, a working mom, it may not be the traditional career path, it may not be the traditional research path. You go out and get it, and you need tools to be able to go out and get it. You need to be a lifelong learner. You need to learn how to network with people, to be a people person. You need to learn how to be visible, because if you are not on LinkedIn, you know how you guys are on LinkedIn now as students. Back in my time, I joined LinkedIn 15 years ago. People are like, what are you doing on that website? I'm like, I was a researcher then. I finished from UNN. So LinkedIn was just the next best place to join. Believe me, some people are not even on LinkedIn, and they don't know what they are missing by not being on such platforms. All right. So visibility is also very, very important. Sometimes you don't always opportunities. See, let me ask you something. If you want to call someone to speak now, if you're looking for someone to call to speak for a medical outreach, who are you going to call? The first person that comes to your mind, if you can afford him and if he's available. Top of mind awareness. That's one of the marketing metrics, Toma, to know your brand. Top of mind awareness. Who comes to your mind when you want? And how does that person come to your mind? Because the person is always showing up, always visible. They may not be the best in that discipline, but they are visible, and that's what makes them a key person of influence in that discipline. Okay, in that niche. So we're not saying go and be branding and brand what you are not. For everything that I'm branding, there is proof and there's track record and demonstrable track record. But in as much as being good is good, working hard, what's the point of working hard if it's not known? If people cannot come to you for your expertise? So the Bible says something: you cannot light a candle and put a candle and put, who lights, is it candle and put under and hide it under some? You can't do that. Okay, your light has to shine and people will be drawn to you. Okay, and that's what we call the pull. So you do the push and then the pull comes. People now start coming to you, and that's where branding comes in. Marketing, you keep showing up, or content creation, like they say, or whatever you want. You want to write Substack articles, LinkedIn articles. You want to create videos. You want to just write posts. That's fine. You keep showing up, and then the pool, people start coming to you. So So there are many ways that you can do this, whether you're in research, you can attract. If my LinkedIn, if I tell you the breadth of people that I'm connected to, people that I don't even know personally, but the breadth is amazing across different. If you go, if my LinkedIn, I have people in cybersecurity in my connection, people in quantum computing, people in the space sector, biotech, biopharma, people in NASA, people in different areas in the World Bank, in World Health. I network across discipline. Just mention that discipline. I'm finding people that are in that network because I need to learn from them. Because you need to know what exists outside of your bubble. You have to actively seek it to know what is possible. For instance, because I've started networking with people in quantum computing, I've seen that quantum computing is actually needed to be able to solve biology problems. Okay. Quantum computing can help us to predict for better drugs faster instead of waiting for 10 years to be able to know which drug candidate. When quantum computing becomes a final success, we can be able to discover drugs in just 1 minute, which is another thing that space is actually helping us to do. So, for instance, aging is accelerated in space. So why do a research for 1 year or 10 years to know the effect of a drug on aging? Or how bone density depletes. Bone density already depletes in space. Why wait for 10 years? Or cancer is accelerated in space because of microgravity, all right? So why wait here to be able to... So those research that would normally take 10 years on Earth in normal gravity environment actually can take just 2 or 3 weeks or 10 weeks in space, in microgravity. And that's one of the things we're now using space for. Biopharma, for microgravity for biopharma, because in space there's no gravity. Can you see what cross-disciplinary research is? That you can now take your biology to space and you are still, so you can go to the space sector as a doctor. You can go to quantum as a doctor, okay? You can go anywhere you want to go to. Quantum computing needs you. They need you to be able to generate more drugs faster, quicker with those qubits. They need you. Engineering needs you. Like you said, you're already in bioengineering. So I'm just trying to tell you, in fact, even law needs you. Sometimes you can be an expert witness in court to be able to say, okay, this evidence is correct. Forensics, who do you think does all those DNA for detectives? Bio people. So I'm going to mention some things, and if it sounds familiar, like I said, everything is a learning opportunity. So one of the things I'm going to be learning next month in my workplace, Earth observation. How does Earth observation, because Earth observation, it happens with satellites in space. How is it, what applications, how can it help us on Earth? I'm going to learn about carbon finance. I'm going to learn about so many things, carbon footprinting, Earth observation, how it helps. I'm going to learn it as a masterclass in the workplace. So informally, even without getting certifications or shadowing someone or reading books, there are some opportunities to learn. Seminars, conferences, go for them. No learning is a waste, all right? So I'm going to mention some disciplines, and if it rings a bell, let me know. Biotechnology, you've heard of that. Biotech. Biophysics, which is where I found myself, because from doing cardiovascular research, I went to the UK's National Synchrotron Facility. And what was I doing? Building first of its kind X-ray microscopes, fluorescence microscopes, to be able to help researchers all over the world to image their samples, okay? From all over the world, they will come because they were the only ones in the world. That's biophysics. I occupied that niche. We hear of fintech in Nigeria, okay? Fintech. Biochemistry, biology and chemistry, bioengineering, biopharma, biomedicine, okay, biomedical engineering, HR and law, ethics, policy. As a biologist, as a medical doctor, as a computer scientist, there is a place for you, even in ethics and policy. Who is going to make the policies for government? You, because you're an expert in it, okay? You're a bio person, you're a computer person. AI, we need ethics in AI. You're a doctor, we need ethics in let's say patient treatment or drugs or pharma. You know, we need ethics everywhere. So can you see how you are needed almost everywhere? Okay. Oh dear, sorry, I'm trying to write something. Policy, all right. So we have people who are policy researchers, data analysis. So we need you. We need to get to that point where we say, yes, we can break silos. Okay. So I'll quickly go through I don't think I have enough time to go through all of them. So the myth versus the reality. Common thinking is, I'm just a law student. I'm only in sociology. Okay. Business students don't do research. That's not true. Technical expertise, human understanding, communication, regulation, economics, ethics, and every modern breakthrough relies on all these disciplines that I've mentioned, okay? Who told you that our students are not innovators? They are. Because tell me how we are now using AI to now, you don't even need to go to the shop to test a cloth. You can wear your cloth, you're seeing it there, you can wear it and see if it's your body shape. Who helped us to do that? Who are the fashion designers? Who are the Okay, how did AI know how to draw, generate images, and be a graphic designer? Who helped it? Who taught it? You are needed everywhere. Okay, it's all about deciding, what do I want? What impact do I want to make? And which discipline do I need to occupy to make that impact? All right. Okay. So, example, health innovation needs everyone. It needs law students, sociology, economics, computer science. Don't say because I'm in computer science, I can only do engineering or computer things or AI things. No, we need you in biology, because one of the things I was doing when I was in the synchrotron is so machine learning and AI. It helps us to, let's say, streamline our workflow. Automation. We need you, computer person. We need you in automation. Who is going to automate our data collection? We need you to write codes. There is no, are you getting the gist of where I'm going? There is nothing like a silo, so to say. Okay. The space sector, like I said, is bigger than engineering. We have engineers, yes, they build the satellites and complex systems. But what of biologists? Now we are going to study microgravity effects on human health. And what will it help us to do? Develop better drugs, do this, do that. Okay, lawyers, space law, because we need to handle space law. Let's not start fighting in space. So, why are we going to be fighting in space? You can't be having treaties, international treaties. You can't use space to be able to affect. You can't bomb us from space. So those kind of things. Economics, develop commercialization strategies. All right. How do we go from here to here? All right. Finance people, economists, psychology, study human performance in extreme environments. Policy experts shape national and global regulations. I've already mentioned this. So space is not just, doesn't belong to just astronauts and engineers. Okay, so so what are employers or innovation? What are we actually looking for? We're looking at cross-functional collaboration, working effortlessly outside your discipline, outside your department. Remember that it's not always easy to move. Like I'm saying, you can move from, let's say, computers. It's not always easy. Computer scientists have their own language. By the time they start talking all this their lingo and their garbage, they have their own language. Business, we have our own language. Project management have their own language. We're talking about risk, scope. There's a language for every discipline. When I say language, I mean jargon. There's a way we talk. Scientists have their own acronyms. So if you want to be able to move, you need to speak their language. So as I'm here, I can speak a doctor's language because I did cardiovascular physiology. I can speak a scientist language. I can speak a physics person. I can speak a physicist language because I'm a physicist by training. Now I can speak space language and satellite communications and telecommunications because I am delivering projects there. Okay, I can speak project management language. So you need to be able to speak. And how can you do that? You need to feed your brain. No? Your brain is not static. Your brain has the ability to expand and grow and enlarge. Okay, and that happens by learning. I've read one book today. You need to be able to speak people's languages. I said this year I'm on my 59th book this year. Last year I did 55 books. The year before I did 25 books. It's not that I'm just reading for reading's sake. You need to stimulate your brain. You need to make it work hard because that's what helps you. I can just enter into a telecoms room and I understand what all the satcoms or telecoms people are talking about. I can enter into quantum computing room and understand what they're talking about. Because another thing I do is that I have my own portfolio of investments. And for me to be able to invest in any company, I need to understand, okay, what are they talking? You don't invest in what you don't know. So I need to understand their language. Cybersecurity, I can sit down with a cybersecurity person and I'm just talking with you all day. You're like, did you study this in school? No, I just read. I just learn. Podcasts, books. Don't just scroll through social media. Go and look for those books, okay? Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I also do summarize books. So if books are outstanding or monthly, I give a breakdown of what I've read. So either The Quiet Learner or on LinkedIn, Chidinma Okolo. Problem solving ability, that's what we're looking at. Tackling abstract issues from multiple angles, different lenses. You need to be able to see something, not just as a scientist. But yes, okay, for instance, how am I even able to, like, I have 28,000 subscribers on YouTube and I'm hitting 5K. How am I able to communicate to people and my message lands with them? I actually took a comprehensive and advanced course with BBC on public speaking. They came and taught me and I got my certificate from BBC. I had to learn from them how to move from being a scientist to a journalist. Okay, in the middle, how do I communicate science? Science communication is another discipline on this one because you can talk all your jargon and nobody understands you. How can you advertise in an effective way? How can you being a person of influence? Things that you need to be able to talk to people in a way they can understand and feel you. Empathy is what. So those things, you have to learn them. All right. So communication skills, translating jargon into universal insight. These are things that people are looking out for. Adaptability, pivoting seamlessly when new data or technology emerges. AI is here and AI is my friend. From the moment AI came out, I'm like, you guys, I don't vomit everything AI gives me, but it speeds up my work in the sense that I don't have to stare at a blank page for it helps with those first few drafts and then I pick it up. For instance, AI helped me to generate these slides, but I'm talking to you because AI can generate slides, just gives me a guide, but my experience is what I'm talking to you about. So this day Francisca told me about this. I just went to AI. I told her the expectation, what you guys wanted to learn from this meeting, and then what I gave it. Okay, this is my CV. This is all the places I've been to. Give me a slide, and then I'm talking to you. But AI does not know the things that I know because I'm not going to tell it all my life history. So now I'm talking to you. You are here to actually listen to my experiences. So AI is a tool. You shouldn't outsource your thinking to it, but it can make your work, it can make you more efficient, not faster, but more efficient. And you now dedicate your time to doing what only you is supposed to do. All right. So please, as a student, don't outsource your entire thinking to AI. I want you to be able to be critical, be able to brainstorm. But if you can use it to learn. Sometimes I have a book, let's say it's 400 pages. I'm like, oh my God, okay, do I even need to read this book? I go to AI, summarize this book for me, let me know. It summarizes for me, and then I'll be like, okay. Then I want to read the book. This is another way that I use AI every day in my life. All right. So strategic thinking and stakeholder management, seeing the big picture, emotional intelligence. These are the things that employers look out for. So like I mentioned before, fintech, combining finance and technology, drug development, climate tech, we're talking about finance. It brings together engineers, policy experts, and environmental scientists. AI products, okay, created by programmers, psychologists, ethicists, and marketers. Like I mentioned, I think I've spoken a lot about this at the beginning of my talk. I think I have barely 5 minutes to go. So when you're talking about academic collaboration, discovery and basic research publications, and knowledge generation, okay, we need people that would stay and still do basic research, because it's from that basic research you will now understand so many things, gaps, and then how you can now move it into the marketplace. All right. Okay, so again, I've mentioned it, from now in your school, in your final year, in your penultimate year, start early, broader career opportunities, okay, networking, think creatively, think out, don't build your own box. If that's the case, break it and come out of it and go and build another. Don't even build a box. See, the world is your landscape. You can explore as much as you want to do, okay? Increase not just your employability. One other thing I want you to take away from this is not just your employability, but your ability to employ people. I want you to go out here thinking like someone who can actually start your own company and employ people. Have that entrepreneurial mindset, because that's what innovation is all about. Commercializing ideas. Move from just wanting seeing problems, but for every problem you see, ask yourself, can I solve this problem? Can I build something from it? Who will this problem benefit? Where is my market? Okay, can I scale it? How can I scale it? So move also from just being basic research to commercialization, to entrepreneurship, to enterprise, like we would say. Okay. So practical steps. You're already in an interdisciplinary student community. You're already there. Attend seminars and talk. I'm already talking to you. Build projects with students from other faculties. Participate in hackathons and accelerators and incubation programs. Learn basic concepts in other disciplines. Like I said, their language, their jargon, for you to be able to talk to them or move across, or be able to, do that crisscrossing or cross carpeting. You need to be able to understand and speak their language to a large extent, okay? And volunteer, okay? So collaboration is a skill. You need to, that ego needs to go. You need to see that the world is bigger than you. This problem is bigger than you. I need help, and I'm going to go out and get that help. All right. So instead of saying I'm only a specialist, which is depth, okay, you can also look at breadth. Okay, so we call it T-shaped, depth and breadth. Collaborate. All right. As a doctor, collaborate. As a computer person, collaborate. As a biomedical engineer, collaborate. Only you cannot solve all the world problems. Okay. Innovation, like I said, is a theme sports, not just innovation, even your career. You need people. You need people. All right. So I think I'm going to stop here. And I think we have 5 minutes more. I'm going to leave this QR code to take you to YouTube and to my LinkedIn. All right. So you can connect there. I'm going to also upload this video. I was trying to talk fast so that I can hit your 1 minute, your 1 hour time mark. I think this meeting is going to end in 1 hour. Thank you everyone for joining. Please connect on LinkedIn. I'm Chidinma Okolo. Connect on YouTube, The Quiet Learner. Go through videos. If you go through my YouTube and you feel you want to learn something from me specifically, you can drop a comment in my videos. I do go through my, I have the YouTube studio that helps me to manage comments. So I can see those comments. I can see it and I'll take note of what you want me to teach, okay? And then I can do a video, because there's no point doing a video that is not addressing someone's need, all right? So connect with me on LinkedIn, drop me an inbox. You can also drop me a message in my LinkedIn inbox. Connect, follow on YouTube. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. I'll hand over back to you, Francisca. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I cannot see your reactions on my screen, people. Please give it up for Dr. Chidinma.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very insightful session. In fact, when I reached out and told you that we were going to have this, I wasn't sure what to expect. And
I'm happy. I'm happy to. Yeah, it's like I said, this is the debt we owe, because it took me 15 years to learn all this. I'm writing a book now, but you can learn it, which means you can cover more ground, you can be more successful, you can gain more ground, and you pass on better to the people that are coming behind you. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ma. I don't know if you have another 3-4 minutes to answer a few questions.
Absolutely. That's why I stopped early, so I can hear from, because I know that this is going to time out by 5 o'clock.
That's wonderful. If you listened to everything Dr. Chidinma said and you have questions, please feel free to unmute and ask the questions. But for the purpose of coordination, raise your hands and we will take the questions one after the other. Your cameras are not on, so I don't think you should have any problem asking your question from behind the screen. But if you still want to drop it for me to read out the questions, you can still go ahead and do that. We are on the clock here, so try to hurry up if you have any. In about a minute, we are going to. Okay. Joshua has a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Chidinma, for this session. I was really wowed. So much like outside there. So first, we are more of just inside the team and just doing medicine every now and then. So, but what I want to know now is, if you want, because this is actually a lot, and then how do one go outside? Is it more advisable to wait till you graduate?
Oh yeah. So if you ask me, I would say what you study, if you can, especially if you want to be known as an expert there, practice it. So do your internship, go for your youth service, start working. Proco doctor, for instance, he's been a doctor for like 3, because sometimes people will say, oh, what are you doing? You never practice. No, practice. Get that. Be able to say, I practice, I was a doctor. Do you understand? So don't just study it. I want you to practice if you can, for as long as you can. And if you want to practice all your life, please stay in the hospital. I need a doctor to treat me, please. However, my point is this: when you are there, do you know that there are doctors who are also researchers? They are treating patients, but when they see a problem, let's say when they see, oh, these women, let's say you're a gynecologist, why are these women dilating or contracting so and so way? Oh, there's a question here. They now go and do research, and then they have legit here. Like in some universities, doctors are researchers. They're clinicians, but they're also researchers. So they have students, they have PhD students who are doing those. So you can be a doctor and also be an academic, okay? You can be a professor. You can teach. You can be a doctor working in the hospital and you can also teach. You can be a professor. You can do research. You can do medical writing. But medical writing, let's say the people pharmacists want to sell a drug and all. You can translate it. You can even be an expert. Let's say there's a case in court and you need a doctor to go. So my point is that there is a lot you can do as a doctor while still practicing. You don't even have to leave your medicine. You can practice fully day in, day out and still do those things. And then if you want to leave it, let's say you are tired, please don't be tired. Please. But if let's say you are tired and you want to leave it, then there are ways to move. You can go into research. Nobody is going to chase you away, all right? But if you want to continue your medicine, because I feel you should practice, but you want a mix of both worlds. I want to make money. I want to hammer. You can be a doctor and start your own company. That's entrepreneurship. You can start your own hospital. That's business, okay? And what you would do is, okay, the pain point, this is not working well here. It's not working well here. I'll make my own better. You start your own hospital. That's entrepreneurship. All right? So there are many ways for you to go. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for asking the question, Joshua. Is there any other person that has a question? Please raise your hand and have the mic.
I also want to add, even as a doctor, you can go into governance, politics. You can make policies we need experts, all right? We need technocrats. That's what we call it. So please, just don't have, I want you to be in the hospital. Please, we want you to practice, but you can also do other things and much more.
Beatrice, Blessing, Rita, Emmanuel, Ifoma, Jane, Leshoma, do you have any questions? This is the one opportunity you have to have this conversation with Dr. Chidinma. Please take advantage of it.
I think we have 1 more minute if your timing is correct. So you might want to wrap up. And then if I'll upload it on YouTube and give you the link. If they want, they can go there and drop their questions. That's okay. I'll answer them.
No problem. I would also be reaching out because while I was reading your profile, there's a part that talked about mentorship and your interest in, advancing the opportunities that people have.
Yeah,
absolutely. The Research and Innovation Network is not just a student community.
Okay.
We have mentors from across various disciplines.
That's okay.
I don't know if you graduated from biological sciences, so I don't know if you know Professor Tochukwu Nwagu.
I know her now.
He's part of our mentors.
That's
so we try to reach out to people from across various disciplines that could come around once in a while to talk to us like this. And when we have students that have certain needs, maybe the ones that are doing the final year project,
yeah, absolutely.
or certain that could reach out. So we would really appreciate if we could have that
relationship.
So
that's okay.
Thank you very much, Mom. Thank you so much.
All right.
Let's give it up for her once again while we wrap it up. We have other announcements and some other conversations that we need to have as a network. So if you want to leave now, you're
okay.
free to. I'm going to share the link to have more people engage with your YouTube channel and reach out if they have any more questions.
Sorry, I'm trying to see the chat. I think someone dropped something in the chat. Someone wrote, it popped. Oh, yeah, I've seen. Oh, I'm not used to using Google Meet. Oh, okay.
Oh, that.
Thank you, Ihoma. All right, thank you so much. All right, I think on that note, I'm going to drop out. Right? Thank you for having me, Francisca, and yeah, we'll keep in touch. All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.